limitless, limitless.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today what I'm going to be doing is actually just taking you through an entire shoulder and arm workout. So as you guys know, I don't train shoulders and arms very much on their own. I think I've only done it a handful of times in the past few months of this surplus and this bulk. So I figured I'd switch it up a little bit, and I'm actually going to show you guys, take you guys along the entire workout. And give you guys another perspective on the commentary, so you guys can see me as I kind of talk about the workout, and I can kind of give you guys another representation of what I talk about. Maybe point out a few more things with what I do, and kind of explain things in a little more depth for you. So without further ado, let's get after it. Starting with the warm-up. The point of a warm-up, guys, is to get warmed up. All right, I see so many people, come in, do a couple internal, external rotations, and just get right into it. Whether it's shoulders, whether it's chest, whether it's legs, anything. You want to be sure that you are completely warmed up, and this is including breaking a light sweat. Granted, with working shoulders, you're probably not going to break a sweat as much as if you're warming up your legs. But really, the goal is to get everything moving around in different directions. That's multi-planar. Up, down, front, back, side to side, everything. You want to get everything nice and warmed up, get a lot of blood flow, use a lot of high reps, and use controlled movements. So before you even get under the weight and get into your non-working sets, as you see here, you want to make sure you're completely warmed up, everything's nice and lubricated and ready to go. So now with the non-working sets. Non-working sets are, again, supposed to be done very, very light. Really supposed to get your mind and your body connected, okay? So really here, slow and controlled. You're not bouncing, you're not going really fast. I like to use a rule of thumb of doing at least twice the amount of reps as you are doing for your working sets. So here, I believe I did 5x5 or 4x5 for my working sets. That means I was doing at least, bare minimum, 10 reps per non-working set, and I was doing at least 3 of them. So I started with just the bar, then I moved to like 55 on each side, then I'd go to 95 on each side, and then I'd go to 135, and so on and so forth. So you're really getting in a lot of reps even before you start your non-working sets. But all these reps are done sub-maximally, meaning you're not exerting a whole lot of force, but you're still getting everything nice and warmed up. So standing military press here, getting into it, really want to make sure you're nice and controlled this entire time. Obviously you have a lot of weight overhead, and you want to make sure you're not going back and forth at all. If you have that weight overhead and you're moving back and forth, you're going to be putting a lot of pressure on that spine. So you want to make sure you're nice and tight and nice and stable through the core. Another thing I try and think about with my overhead pressing is actually pushing my feet back into the floor. That's going to help create a lot of stability and kind of create a lot of tension throughout the body, and just give you something else to think about instead of just pushing up. It can kind of help lift that weight a little bit better. So moving on, went to a tricep here, because after we started the military press, about 2 sets in, we realized we were supposed to be supersetting it. So we turned this tricep superset into a tricep, and what we did were cable lateral raises, a cable low pulley bicep curl, and then a wide grip tricep push down. So with the lateral raise, you really think about pulling with the elbow, keeping that wrist and that elbow in the same plane. You don't want to have that wrist come up too high. You don't want to have that elbow go up too high. You want to keep it in the same plane. I like to keep a slight bend in the arm the entire time. I don't like to have it super close or super locked out. Locked out is just going to put a lot of shear and torque on the shoulder. So slightly bent, but the further away that weight does get from your body, the harder it's going to be. So you want to kind of find a happy medium there. Then with the bicep curl, really focusing on that contraction. I'm not even coming up all the way. I'm really just coming up about 95% of the way and really focusing on the squeezing. I find, especially with the cable, if you come up all the way, you're going to get kind of a point where you relax, because that line of pull, in the biggest difference between cables and dumbbells is the line of pull and where that tension is created, and where the tension is highest during the movement. And so what happens with the cable and with dumbbells is once you get up to the top, that gravity is pulling straight down into the elbow where you can kind of rest. Whereas if you come up about 95% of the way, that weight is still going to be pulling down against your hand. So I like to come out about 95% of the way, really squeeze, really try and get that supination, that rotation in the wrist, try and get that pinky to that shoulder, and really focus on contracting the bicep. And then the wide grip push down, having a little bit more of a wide grip instead of a close grip is going to target a little bit more of the long head of the tricep. The inside, try and get a more full arm, especially when you do like a front double bicep. You want a nice full tricep here. So the out wide grip with the triceps can help get that long head a little more versus that close grip or V-bar, which can get that outside. So next superset here was just a bent over cable lateral raise and a V-bar tricep push down. So out of the 4 arm movements, I did 3 triceps. I believe the triceps need to set precedent. They need to take priority over the biceps in order to get a really full upper arm here. So with the cable lateral raise, really focusing on, again, keeping that consistent arm bend and really pulling with the back of the arm, getting that posterior delt involved. And the V-bar tricep push down is really focusing on the lateral head of the tricep, so the outside where you really get that nice horseshoe. So trying to get an overall full arm workout here, hitting all the different heads of the tricep. Same thing with the bicep, even though I just did one. So with the bicep, I just did a neutral curl to get both the long head and the lateral head involved there. So that being said, moving on to the final superset here, which was a dumbbell front raise and a tricep overhead extension. So again, a tricep overhead extension is really going to get that long head as well. So I really want to kind of focus on the long head because, especially if I'm not doing a second bicep exercise, I really want to make sure I'm getting the outside of, or the inside rather, inside of that tricep head. So hitting that in extra time in exchange for doing a bicep exercise. I know a lot of guys are just, about the bicep and hammering their biceps, where, triceps make up a majority of your upper arm, so you have to train them accordingly. And so I like to do a lot of tricep with, a couple bicep exercises in there. So with that front raise, really just trying to get the front head of the delt involved. Didn't really do other than this, I didn't do a front head specific delt exercise other than the military press. So with that being said, that's going to conclude the workout, guys. I know it was quick. My philosophy with training is you don't have to do a whole lot. You don't have to do 10, 12 exercises. You don't have to do 7, 8 movements per body part to get a good workout. I believe doing the exercises that you're going to do them well, okay? I did 4 and 4 today, where I usually don't even do that much. I usually do like 3 and 3. I usually do like 3 supersets, maybe a burnout set at the end. But whatever you're gonna do it well. Do it to the best of your ability and do it correctly. You're gonna get so much more out of it than adding on 2 more exercises if you're, as opposed to doing those 2 exercises and not doing them well. So make sure that whatever exercise you're doing, you're really focusing on the movement itself and maximizing that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it wasn't, a full day of vlogging or anything like that, but I want to switch it up a little bit and just take you guys through something that I rarely do myself. So with the shoulders and arms. I really don't train them very much on their own, and so I just wanted to kind of do that for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please leave them below. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment, please guys, it helps me a lot. Hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate everyone's support. I make these videos because of you guys. You know, I really enjoy making the videos, whereas I don't have a huge audience right now. It's really not about the audience. I love the engagement that you guys give and provide. You know, it's just a good feeling to know that I'm helping some people. So hope you guys enjoyed it. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.